got excited. How are you, mate?
Hey, good. Excited. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay, guys, welcome from around the world and here in Australia to the Doon Kennedy Hobart Aquatic Centre as we count down the last couple of minutes to this under-19 women's Colombia versus South Australia 3 versus 4 playoffs. So the winner of this game will win the bronze medal in the under-19 women's division. The loser will take 4th position. And joining me in the commentary box, I've got the very large and impressive Hein. How are you, Hein?
I'm doing very well. We're all excited, and you know what's exciting here? We're going to have a new world champion in this division. So South Africa will play for Pride, and Colombia has come back into this tournament playing for 3-4 here.
Yeah, that's right. And on my left here, I've got Romy joining me with some very beautiful fingernail type. I don't know what you would call those, Romy. What are those things?
They're fake nails, but I think they might be talons by this point, Stu.
I'm going to have to watch myself, otherwise I'm going to get my eyes scratched out here. And well, welcome to the commentary box, Romy.
Thank you. I'm sitting on this panel as the token female. We're trying to get in as many women as we can for the commentating in these finals. Unfortunately, it's a bit early, so our usual commentator, Nat, isn't in here yet. So I'll be sitting in her shoes today.
Yeah, awesome. And you can see the teams are lining up now. The South Africans just a little bit tardy to get into the pool with only 30 seconds remaining. You can see Gerald just getting chucked into the South African sub-bench there. The Colombians are already lined up on the other side. 20 seconds to go. Recapping the tournament for these two teams. Both two teams very strong. Unfortunately, both two teams getting knocked out in their semi. Anyone's game here today, Hein?
Yeah, no, knocked out by two very good teams. You know, Australia played very well against South Africa yesterday, and New Zealand obviously again a team of composure knocking out Colombia as we have... we're running to full time. We're running to time here as we have the kickoff, and South Africa playing in black and Colombia playing in white.
Yeah, Colombia winning the strike there. A nice little reverse curl right hand pass back to her awaiting player, and they've got it in the centre channel just on the defensive line of their halfway mark. South Africans getting the puck back and opening it up to the near side underneath the sub bench of the Colombians. Being met there by Colombian defenders though, so they're pushing a nice tight line at the moment. The Colombians doing a good job of defending. Now they're swimming a very aggressive sort of inside swim and recycling it there a lot there, Romy.
Yeah, I imagine we'll be seeing two quite contradictory styles of gameplay today. We've got the South Africans who are very strong on the wall and they'll be looking to cut quite straight lines. The Colombians, however, like to play a more open style of hockey, so I think we'll be seeing it cutting back and forth across the pool quite a lot, Stu.
Yeah, you can see the Colombians picking the puck up, going a nice outside 45 swim there, and then doing a nice quick push-pull and back into the centre channel. The South Africans very quick to meet them there, though, not unsurprisingly in a 2-1-2-1 structure. As soon as you break through the forward line, swimming away from the structure is good. As soon as you come back at it, though, there's a lot of people that you hit in the middle of the pool there, Hein.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting game as we see a lot of play taking place in the middle of the bath here. And with 2 minutes gone, no infringement so far, so good hockey here.
Just as Hein said that, the buzzer goes. You can see Colombian going for a quick sub as we look on the surface here. And it's going to be a advantage puck to South Africa against Colombia. I didn't catch the infringement. You can see them. Sorry, I think it's a strict infringement. You can see the Colombians right on the referee line. They're going to have to be careful not to break here as the South Africans take that puck, drives over to the near side of the pool, and they've got it right on the goal tray there. But they... Oh, no, sorry. I'm getting confused with the corner camera. That's actually the side of the court they're playing on. So we're looking at the back of the court, or from the back of the court, I should say. So just underneath our left-hand edge of the screen, that's where the goals are. So you can see the South Africans and the Colombians rocking and rolling over that far side of the pool on that wall there, Romy.
Yeah, very strong in the defense there, the Colombians. We've seen both of these female teams having a number of infringements called against them during the tournament. Lots of kickouts for the South Africans as well as the Colombians. I think it'll be a bit of a tussle to see who wins the most on the bench.
Yeah, South Africa in a very good position here, and like Stevie rightfully said, we were a bit confused as we didn't have all these cameras in the water. This is excellent video work and camera work here by the guys. Look at the clarity of the water. If you don't appreciate this, guys, back home in South Africa, we've never seen this in world hockey. Excellent work, guys.
Yeah, just the view that the camera angles are managing to deliver to us today is certainly one rung above where it's been for the rest of the comp. The reason for that is obviously that the camera, the amounts of cameras have been freed up because the other court isn't being played on today, as the South Africans again push a bit of an attacking advantage. The Colombians quite quick to meet them there, just on the right hand side of their centre channel. They're playing on the far side of the court at the moment, and it's a bit tit for tat there, Romy, at the moment.
Yeah, we've had the South Africans pushing up into the Colombian defence for the last minute or so, but I wouldn't say either team's dominating the game at the moment just yet. If I were a betting woman, I'd definitely be saying the South Africans are going in with the advantage in this game, but honestly, it could go either way.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. You can see both teams really just sort of figuring each other out, it seems, in these first sort of 4 minutes of the game there, Hein. It doesn't seem like either team is really having a proper crack at the other at the moment.
Yeah, but territory advantage for South Africa, Stewie. They're staying in the third of Colombia, and Colombia, it just seems like Colombia are prepared to play as they have bodies in the bottom and just waiting and playing hard on the far side of the pool. And let's see if we can get a breakaway here for Colombia as they swim hard. You can see those fins kicking.
Yeah, you can see the South Africans bringing it off the wall, going on a nice little 45 to sort of 70-degree angle across the court. The Colombians sort of started to see them swimming quite quickly, and you can see a couple of really fast-swimming Colombians trying to cut down that swim or that movement by the South Africans and gain some kind of attacking advantage off the interceptors. The referees call up a stick infringement against Colombia again there, Romy.
Yeah, the second stick infringement for the Colombians, and it's been a trend this tournament to see those Colombians having a bit of a hack, chopping the vegetables with their stick arm against their opposition quite a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few kickouts in this game.
Yeah, you're right. It's because from what I've seen of the way that the Colombians play, it's actually not intentional, but it's because they go seriously hard at the puck, and when the opposition player has the puck and they extend and start swimming, often what the Colombians do is they start to rotate their body round almost to a sort of semi-upside down position and put their stick upside down to try and get the puck back, and that invariably leads to a bit of contact with the other player's stick, as we see the South Africans really pushing a very nice attack here on the near side left-hand attacking corner for them. The Colombians again doing a good job of just keeping them away from their goals, but it looks to me like they're still having a little bit of trouble coming out of defence there, Hein.
Yeah, no, South Africa doing very well there and getting some space, but unfortunately the support didn't come on very quickly. As I see JD Okamp, when they had a substitution, talking very hard to the players that came out, and again there's substitution taking place, and looking at JD there with his turtle green cap on, talking very hard to his player, and there he calls a timeout, and I think he's a bit frustrated, Stewie.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously he's probably seeing his ladies doing a lot of attacking, like as you said before, Hein, maintaining the puck in their attacking half and doing a lot of good work moving the puck around, but they certainly are getting tagged by the Colombian defence a lot. So they're not managing to really put much pressure on the tray at the moment. As you can see, the South African coach in the middle of the pool there in his lovely short-sleeved, tight front-zip chesty. And you can see the Colombian coach here, Sergio, just choosing to go without the green cap today, which is probably against the rules, but no one's going to pick him up on it because he's obviously not a player. So both teams doing well, but all attack pretty much by the South Africans in this first part of the first half there, Romy.
Yeah, the danger here for the South Africans, though, is once the Colombians get a roll on and they get their breakaways, they are just unstoppable. And they're very quick in the water. The South African halfback waiting there as the sweeper will really need to watch that she's switched on to make sure if there is a breakaway, she's quick to shut it down. Yeah, agreed, as we see this timeout finish and the play reconvene with a free puck for South Africa. They drive the right-hand side out to that far wall. The Colombians streaming over to meet them there. A little bit of an upside-down sort of movement there by the South African lady. They decide to bring it back in the middle, a nice push-pull to their centre forward there. She grabs the puck, but immediately met by two Colombians. So you can see nice little control here all the way to the tray. It's actually going all the way to the right-hand corner. The Colombians just defended their Hein.
Yeah, no, excellent defence there by Colombia and South Africa. Hard in the attack here, and they will want to stay here and just get the position right. And we get Helen here swimming straight down the side in front of the goal box. And this, I thought that was it, but unfortunately for South Africa, Colombia, good defence, 3-4 bodies down at the bottom, and they get the puck out again.
Yeah, Helen doing a nice job of just being in the right position at the right time. She picked that puck up and ran a very dangerous line at the goals. As you can see, South Africa driving a nice line right into the middle of the highway to the danger zone. The flick goes in, and they've got the curl on now with numbers on the bottom. So the flick goes, and unfortunately for South Africa, it's the Colombians doing a great job of cutting down the knockdown. But it looks to me like the puck is in the tray. The referees are confirming that is going to be goal number 1 for South Africa, and that's player number 1 there, Hein.
Well done, Danelle. But there was continuous attack, and South Africa not forcing it and just waiting. And this time we had bodies on the bottom of the pool there. Well done. You know, with a team timeout, which is 1 minute allowed, I just saw JD staying in for 15 seconds and just said something and swam back.
Yeah, a lot of pressure applied continuously a bit there by the South Africans, Ronnie.
Very clever time to call a timeout from the South Africans. We see such a strategic use of that tool. The South Africans scoring just a minute or two later. I'm very surprised there the Colombians didn't just stream out at that puck and go for a spearhead kind of option. I would have expected them to hit the puck hard and try and put another quick goal into the tray stew. Yeah,
I mean, sometimes you're right. It is common for the Colombians to do that very hard, fast push off the strike. Talking about the timeout taken by the South African coach, I agree with you guys. It was a very good time to take that timeout, particularly like some coaches would elect not to as the buzzer goes, stick infringement against South Africa here. Colombians will get the advantage puck in the middle of the pool. Some coaches would elect not to when their team is constantly attacking, but then at the same time, if you want to make a change with enough time for the team to actually to be able to digest that advice you're about to give them and then implement it in the game, you kind of need to give them enough time remaining in the half to figure it out. Sometimes it's a small enough change that it should be able to be done by the players straight away, but sometimes it might take a little bit of a few cracks at it before they really sort it out together. And you can see there the South Africans certainly putting a lot of pressure straight onto the Colombian team. As soon as their timeout was finished there, Hein.
Yeah, which was nice there. Did you see they were playing backwards to create space, and we had a defence lineup creating space and then attacking hard down the side of the pool, and that's why South Africa had the advantage as Colombia comes back, and Olivia, one of our left-handed players, trying to get the puck onto the stick of the player, and South Africa will swim wide and draw the Colombians around this far side of the pool.
Yeah, really nice swim, opening up sort of swim there by that South African lady. Unfortunately, she's cut down by a couple of Colombian defenders, but immediately they get the puck back. A very energetic swim happening at the moment. Straight down the centre channel here, approaching the very start of the danger zone, I guess, or the highway to it, I should say, as a nice little back flick goes to a waiting South African. She swims a nice outside 45 line, dragging those Colombian defenders away from the centre channel. In the puck comes, and they press all the way to the right-hand side of the tray here. I think the Colombians have actually defended this one down the back wall there, Ronnie. Yeah,
I'm just having a look out the window here. We're in the Colombian defence. I've been very impressed with the South African defenders, actually. They've been spot on every time, cutting down all those Colombian drives. I have been a bit surprised to see the South Africans cutting across the pool so often, and we've just had a call from the ref.
One of the few times that I saw Chip and Chase working there. The South Africans just flicking it forward, and they were on speed, so they could capitalise on the speed, and it worked. And the Colombian girls, it seems like they got two players at the back, which are very competent players. As we get the numbers, we'll give them to you. But those two Colombian defenders are doing excellent work there, with South Africa coming down on them very, very fast and very hard there. But Colombia, all the credit to them for keeping that puck out again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've been talking a lot about how well South Africa are playing right now, and all credit to them. But then at the same time, as Hein just said, the Colombian team are doing a very good job of keeping the South Africans out of their goal tray for the most part. They've only actually managed to convert one. There is just over 4 minutes remaining in this first half, and it's still anyone's game. South Africa doing a lot of attacking at the moment. Colombia doing a fair bit of defending, but it's definitely not uncommon to see the flow of the game change, the momentum of the game change. It's very hard to maintain pressure, especially attacking pressure when you're so far away from your sub bench for a long period of time. So I wouldn't be surprised as the Colombians get one sub in the water here as the buzzer goes and they get an advantage puck. I would not be surprised if the Colombians start to counter-attack soon there, Ronnie.
Yeah, and we've just had another call of stick infringement or chopping against the South Africans. I wouldn't be surprised if the next time, and again another call, we'll see if that's another stick infringement. And this time against the Colombians, barging, not unsurprising, they do like to play their dishwasher curling game, and often their bodies do get in the way there, Stu.
Yeah, that's right. They can go on nice little straight runs, but then when the puck gets knocked behind them, they tend to turn as the opposition player is coming at the puck, and they don't mind a little bit of drop the shoulder to just sort of get a little bit of a body check to give them a bit of an advantage prior to picking that puck up. It isn't an uncommon thing for a lot of other countries to do, and it's just one of those things that when the refs see it, they're going to pull you for it, Hein.
Yeah, no, we've seen Sergio hasn't called his timeout yet with 3 minutes to go in the first half, and a lot of live chat taking place. Thank you for all your support there, guys. We appreciate it. In South Africa, it's now 10:12, so you guys will still be up, and this is excellent video work, and I think you guys are enjoying it as much as we are, as we can see a beautiful game taking place here for 3 and 4 in the 19 ladies division.
Yeah, it is interesting that Sergio hasn't taken the time out yet. I mean, maybe he's just waiting for the next advantage puck to be called, as the South Africans go on a nice little outside flick, then inside with a really nice reverse rotation. They picked the puck up, and then unfortunately that 45 line, that South African left-hander was about to swim, was just cut down by the Colombians. So again, the Colombians doing a good job of sort of spoiling a couple of the more sort of dangerous runs that the South Africans were setting up for there, Romy.
Yeah, the water's so clear, I actually feel a bit like I'm playing this game with them. Every time a free or a foul is called and they take a free puck, I hold my breath, and I'm finding myself a bit short of breath, actually.
Quick, someone throw a water bottle on Romy just to complete the experience. As you can see again, the Colombians unfortunately getting called up for a stick infringement. If I was Sergio, I'd certainly call a timeout now. I have a chat to my ladies from Colombia and see if they could actually put one in the tin in the next 2 minutes there, Hein.
Yeah, no, Sergio obviously is in a good position to talk to his team, but I agree, a timeout would make sense now. South Africa are putting a lot of pressure on Colombia, and Colombia absorbing it, and unfortunately sometimes causing infringement. As South Africa is hard on the attack here down the middle of the pool, as we get a good turn there from Callista, trying to straighten up, trying to create space. Let us see what South Africa can do here with 1 minute 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, again, a lot of rock and roll contested puck going on underneath the Colombian sub-bench. The South Africans are running a nice 45 line all the way to the back wall there, recycling that puck, looking for the support. They find it. She's just waiting to see where that pass is going to go. She didn't see any options behind her, so again she looks forward, then back, contested, and it's sort of congested on this near side wall here. You can see that Colombian defender looking for an option to gain an advantage, and just no options because the South Africans had two people blocking any kind of forward momentum. You can see they're doing exactly the same thing here. They pick the puck up, and I'd like to see them bring it out and around here, Romy.
Yeah, you're bang on, Stu. I think the South Africans are really winning this numbers game. The Colombians not quite getting enough on the bottom there, and I think it'll pay off for the South Africans as they make a drive, but it's spilled out. They're going back again for a third effort now. We'll see if their fitness can support them and get this puck in the tray.
Yeah, you can see constant pressure is what it's all about. If you can establish the amount of pressure on the opposition team while you're attacking enough that it extends the opposition's defence, to the limit, then it's only a matter of just maintaining that pressure before something pops. So, unfortunately for the South Africans, with only 30 seconds to go, the Colombians just managing to hang on here, Hein.
Yeah, no, Colombia doing well, but South Africa is, they're not forcing the goal. They're trying to play it in and not make an infringement. As we see, I think it's 1 minute 30 seconds that South Africa's been on the goal box of the Colombian players, and we're seeing some excellent hockey, lovely skill from both teams as they just try and get space, try and what they've trained for 2 years now, they're applying in this game.
Yeah, so as time ticks by, the clock hits the 3-0 and half time is called. An amazing first half, a real nail-biter, a lot of attacking by the South African ladies, a lot of defending by the Colombian ladies. The Colombians are definitely going to have to come up with something different in this second half, find something a little bit special from what they've implemented in that first half, because it's been all attack by South Africa, all defence by Colombia. As you can see, Gerald just cruising over there with the South African number 8 there, Romy. Very impressive.
Yeah, the South Africans have looked very composed. They've had the Colombians on the back foot at least 2/3 of this game, and I'm wondering if the Colombians need to just take a breath, reassess how they're playing the game. It really just seems the South Africans are walking all over them by playing their own style of hockey, not letting the Colombians get any drives on.
Yeah, exactly right. As you can see, a real nice close-up of Gerald the Shark there, just happily and very, sort of patriotically holding the refreshments and extra gear for the South African ladies, just sort of, offset by that tight front zip chesty the coach of the South African under-19 girls is wearing, just sort of really topping off that I don't know, the polish basically that this team is able to deliver, not only in the sub-bench, but also, as you can see, at their end of the pool there, as we do a little slow pan along this court. You can see the refs just having a little reference over there at half-time, and then we slowly get over the Colombians. The Colombians choosing to hang out in their sub-bench this time with Sergio Hine, not the back wall.
Yeah, interesting. You can't bank your timeout you didn't take in the first half. So Sergio not taking his timeout there, and look at him talking to his team and trying to get them motivated and play differently. As we have the GoFundMe.com/Hobart 2017 coming up your screen back home, guys. If you can just throw in a few bucks, I'd appreciate it. I think we're over the 5,000 at the moment. I don't know where we are now. And trying to get to $10,000, guys.
Yeah, that's right. Please go to GoFundMe.com/Hobart 2017 to show support. Looking at the live chat, Cindy Vanessa saying Vamos Colombia. Sandy Weinhardt, Vamos South Africa. Nice. I like the little bit of Colombian swing to that South African cheer there. Sergio Andreas Ochoa Jimenez. Yeah, you just won a bigger donation with a smiley face and a tongue. Thank you very much, Sergio. Angela Montoya saying Vamos Niñas. Hola, Angie. And Catalina from Colombia saying Vamos Colombia as well. And Misha Tai, I hope there is a medal for Gerald if the Saffers win. Of course there will be. I'm surprised you even doubted that, Misha. I think Gerald's definitely going to be the one that gets the medal first if these girls get up here today. 20 seconds remaining. Quick shout out to Hydro Underwater Hockey donating $556 to the GoFundMe.com/Hobart 2017 donation there for junior underwater hockey development. Thank you very much, Hydro. As we see the last couple of seconds tick down in this half-time break, what an absolute nail-biter it's been so far, Romy.
Yeah, I've been trying not to bite my nails, Stu. They're just looking so pretty at the moment. The Colombians winning that strike by a yard there, just such a beautiful work. Stolen well by the South Africans, and it's going to congest in the centre there. We'll see which team takes it to the wall first. I imagine it'll be the South Africans.
Not surprisingly, the Colombians going on a bit of an attack here, Hein.
No, I think they'll try and stay in the middle of the pool, as they saw that South Africa likes to play the side of the wall there with strong swimmers. And just as Kristen Weinhardt, I know your daughter's playing. The players not in this water. This game will be Sky Boshoff and Krizan Smith, guys, back home. If you're wondering why don't you see your children, but we only allow 10 players in the water. Is Africa hard on the it's Colombia on the attack here.
Yeah, Colombia on the counter-attack here, countering what happened in the first half. They're all the way on the tray. Go for that flick. It gets chopped down prior to it releasing. Lucky for South Africa there. Well done by that last defender, because you could see that Colombian lady just sitting on the corner of the tray. So if that flick had gone through, it probably would have been a goal for Colombia. But South Africa managing to defend it all the way out to that far wall. Colombia back on an attack here on a nice little 45 drive with a good flick. But unfortunately, that Colombian second attacker just didn't have enough of an outside line as the South Africans swing that puck all the way to underneath their sub-bench here, Romy.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Colombian strategy here now will be to try and outswim the South Africans. They're very fit girls. Perhaps that could be why Sergio didn't use that timeout in the first half. He's just trying to break the South Africans' fitness. South Africans not letting up, though, as they do a strong drive down the wall. Great support, great numbers on the bottom from both sides.
There's some excellent skill here. We're seeing really, really good puck control with both teams here. As 2 minutes have gone, only one infringement in the second half. Well played, ladies.
Yeah, that's right. As you can see, the South Africans trying to counter the Colombian pressure here. The Colombians getting the puck back, going on a nice swim straight just underneath the South African sub-bench. Interesting thing, the whole fitness contest between two teams. It's not one of those things you can really afford to rely on too heavily, because both teams have done so much work that if you try and burn the other team's fitness by applying a lot of pressure, you can almost end up doing the opposite of what you actually want. You end up sort of burning your girls trying to burn the pot of the other team there, Romy.
Yeah, a little bit of hugging there from the Colombians. Good to see them being so friendly with their rivals. Unfortunately, that's not going to help them, as the South Africans really hungry for another goal. Lots of fighting on that wall there. Again, great numbers from both teams. It doesn't look like either of them have broken just yet.
Yeah, you can see the South Africans just how they kind of put 1 to 2 players on the puck, and then they get sort of 3 players around the outside of it using that wall to its advantage. And that particular structure on the wall is certainly, from my mind anyway, what's winning this contest for the South Africans right now, Hein.
Yeah, no, South Africa getting territory here, but they're not really getting the puck into a good position to attack the face of the goal box. They're trying to get territory, and hopefully I see them lining up here to the left of your screen. You can see the goals waiting as the Colombians are substituting in their box in front, in the substitution box right on the far side of the pool here. Let's see if South Africa can get to the middle, put some pressure on goals.
Yeah, here we go. Here comes the pressure. There's a flick, and it's in the tray. So as Hein predicted, the South African ladies looks like they've put in goal number 2. Very nice, and that's actually the second goal for number 1. So Danielle Wenzel, goal number 2 in the final for the bronze medal here. The South Africans jumping to a 2-0 lead over Colombia, Romy.
Yeah, I think I've worked out where the Colombians are faltering. They just don't have the support of the crowd at the moment, Stu. Last night when we watched the Colombian under-23 boys take on Turkey, the Colombians were just wild, so much ferocity and passion from the crowd, and unfortunately can only spot about 5 or 6 Colombians in the crowd, and I think it might just be weighing on their minds.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'll tell you what, because normally there is a lot of noise coming from those stands watching this game live from the Colombian crowd. They do love to get a bit of cheer going and really razz up their team as the South Africans get this puck back and come over to the near side of the court on a nice little inside-out move there. Maintaining possession, which is good. You can see the South Africans getting some numbers around the puck. The Colombians doing a good job of getting one person onto the puck, but then you can see how far away the rest of their structure is there, whereas the South Africans are getting more numbers a lot closer to the puck when it's on the wall, which is allowing them to control the contest on the wall a lot more consistently than the Colombians. And you can see when they went on that drive down the wall prior to that second goal going in, they basically won the contest on the wall with numbers, got it close enough to the tray, and then went on a nice little sort of 45 to 90 degree swim into the centre channel, put the pressure on, and they were rewarded for it. So as you can see, the South Africans getting pushed back here for a infringement gloving, I believe. Was that, Romy? Yeah, gloving. The Colombians will get an advantage puck in their attacking half, but from my mind anyway, the South Africans still putting in a lot of attacking pressure in this game, Hein.
Yeah, it's very difficult not to cause an infringement on that side of the pool for South Africa. They're playing up on the right-hand side, and we've only got one left-handy. Good call there by the refs as we have JD coming in, and let's see how long he talks to the goals this time. Yeah,
Sergio's actually called this time out for the Colombians, I think. The master from the Colombian camp obviously deciding that it was time for his girls to have a little bit of a break, choosing not to bring his girls back in. That is a bit weird. Maybe it was Johan that's actually called that time out. Maybe not Sergio. I actually thought they indicated to the Colombian bench though. Anyway, regardless, it is a timeout with 14 seconds to go. You can see the advantage puck is going to be Colombia, and you can see one lady from Colombia being forward of the puck, and then 5 behind. 4 of them in a very straight line there. So it'll be interesting to see which way they take this puck. I'd actually like to see those ladies, oh, she just touched it, open it up to the right-hand side. As they kind of do that, but on a attacking angle that allowed the South Africans to engage them very quickly. A nice little drive here by the Colombians over to the far side of the court there, Romy.
Yeah, the South Africans have put another mark on their scoreboard, but I'd say we've seen a stronger half from the Colombians. Certainly much better than their first half. I'm wondering if Sergio's just instilled some more aggression into them as they drive it. Hopefully bringing it off that back wall. I know the South Africans very strong on that back wall. I doubt the Colombians are going to score that way. We've seen them clear it, and it looks like they'll be going for another drive along the wall. Again, very strong position for the South Africans as the Colombians try and cut it into the centre.
Yeah, no, if you can see, the Colombians are preparing for the attack, because usually what they do is they get a player right on the goal box of South Africa when they're hard on the attack here. So they're preparing and they're patiently waiting. And let's see if a Colombian will come down here behind number 6 from South Africa, Calista, playing hard up on the side of the wall. Very strong, well-known player from South Africa. Her brother played in the 23 league, and South Africa being the world champs, and we're going to have a new world champion as New Zealand will play Australia later today. So these girls will be playing for 3rd, and let's see who'll take the bronze medal.
Yeah, for my mind again, I just don't think the Colombians are getting enough numbers around the park at the breakdown, because they're not doing a great job of actually opening the game up. As a nice hit comes in from Colombia there, but the South African girls manage to recycle it and maintain possession. Because they're not getting enough numbers directly around the park, or at least not as many as the South Africans. It's just making the the job of winning the contest so much harder for the one Colombian that is actually on the puck. They're always outnumbered, or most of the time they are. As you can see, the South Africans doing another really good job of keeping that puck safe and driving it out to the side. So as the Colombians go on a much more energetic counter-attack at the moment, you can see just how isolated she is there, though. Like, there's 2 South Africans on her, 1 Colombian out about a metre and a half, which is too far away from my mind, as another run comes in. And, well, hopefully the Colombian girls are going to make me eat my words as they put a lot of pressure on this tray here, Romy.
Yeah, not a good time to be flying solo for the Colombians. Another call brought up by the refs. A no-goal called by the referees. We've had a bit more hugging from the Colombians and an equal puck.
Yeah, a bit of hugging from both teams, I believe. So both teams getting very friendly down there. So it's going to be an equal puck as you can see the teams getting on their respective sides of the line here. South Africans easily winning that equal puck and driving that puck out to the safety of the wall line.
Yeah, no, good work there by Keandra and Kristen as they get the puck away there from the South African goal box. Our South Africans were drawn into that attack, and that created space at the back, and the Colombians just capitalised on the fact that South Africa didn't have players at the back, and Colombia hard in the attack here. Let's see if they can get this puck. I think, well done South Africa. Beautiful swim there from number 4 there, Olivia, or number 5. I didn't get that number, but beautiful play there from the team. This is a good spell here for Colombia. We need to protect our goals here, girls.
Yeah, Colombia finally starting to apply some attacking pressure as the coach for South Africa calls a timeout. It's going to be a free puck at the end of this timeout for South Africa. But again, even though they're applying attacking pressure, at the breakdown of the puck, there's 2 to 3 South Africans and 1 to 2 Colombians.
Yeah, no, but I think the Colombians were attacking hard, and unfortunately they couldn't just follow up and capitalise. They had excellent possession, excellent territory, and I was sitting here thinking that's a goal for Colombia, and fortunately we could keep it out by grace.
Yeah, I mean, well done to South Africa. They did get stretched in their defence, and the Colombians really did put in a lot of pressure. So, again, still with 6 minutes, I believe, in this second half remaining, it still is possible for Colombia to come back here. The South Africans definitely are commanding a good enough lead to not really feel too pressured at the moment, but they certainly can't afford to take their foot off the pedal with 6 minutes to go, Romy.
Yeah, I hope I'm not being too critical here. I've seen another problem the Colombians face. They've just got no fin candy. The South Africans rocking some beautiful fins. I'm a real fan of Callista's Nemo fins, but the Colombians not following in the footsteps of the under-23 women with their beautiful flashy gold fins. They've just got black ones.
It's a good point, actually. Well raised, timely. Interesting that the Colombian under-19 ladies just aren't rocking that fin candy like their under-23 ladies do. It's very uncharacteristic of the Colombians not to, because they're normally very colourful. I mean, obviously their bathers probably being the most colourful at this competition. As you can see, the Colombians are having another crack at the defence of the South Africans and getting a free puck for a little bit of a stick infringement. So they'll get rewarded for that nice amount of pressure. But I agree with you, Romy. The South African ladies, they've got butterflies on their fins, they've got fish on their fins, they've got South African flags on their cheeks. They've really done a good job of just sort of putting that fin candy and general makeup candy, like getting it into the pool here, Hein.
Yeah, no, the girls, they got team spirit, they're colourful, and a lovely bunch of girls here. South Africa get the puck out, and let's see what is that for. We haven't had somebody sitting on the side in the sin bin yet in this game, so good play there by both teams as infringement against South Africa right in front of the goal box, and let's see what the Colombian girls are going to do. Nobody in front, nobody in the goal box for Colombia as they're all behind the puck and they swim it. There's one player there, sorry Stewie, thanks.
Yeah, one player in the team but surrounded by South Africans. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get any kind of, positional purchase, for lack of a better word, if you're only one player and you're surrounded by 5 to 6, especially if you're not sitting on the corner of the tray that the puck is going to come. So unfortunately, as the buzzer goes again, interesting to see which way the ref calls this. Again, another stick infringement, but as Hines said, a very clean game. No one's sitting in the bin. No dangerous flicks yet, and only really tertiary stick infringements and a little bit of excessive hugging every now and again. So not enough, obviously, for the referees to start putting people in the sin bin there, Romy.
Yeah, Colombians taking a very strange strategy with just putting one girl in the bin. I know the Australian women like to have as many teammates as we can up in the tray, just trying to punch it in. The Colombians are perhaps a little too defensive. We've had another call against the South Africans. We'll see if the Colombians can work out. Maybe they need one more girl in front of the puck to help them drive it through.
Yeah, it was interesting there. It was a break by the South Africans, I believe. So an advantage puck for the Colombians there, and then the Colombian lady off the play, off the puck, getting warned for obstruction. You could see it on the camera as it played out. It was a fairly bad obstruction. She literally just T-boned the South African lady when she didn't have the puck. So obviously the ref's seeing that one as the Colombians go down to take this free, and again they go into the centre. This time they actually get it to that isolated Colombian, but you could see just how quickly the puck got taken off, as she was way too far away from the tray to ever have a really, she'd have to come up with something very special from that position to actually score solo. As you can see, the South Africans doing a good job of driving it down that back wall into that far defensive corner there, Romy.
Yeah, got to give credit to the South African defence here. They've been very strong. I know they've had a few fouls called against them, but they haven't conceded a goal yet, with some real pressure from the Colombians. And again, I expect the Colombians will set up with 5 girls behind the puck. It just seems like such a strange strategy to me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they're trying to do, I guess. But the South Africans doing a good job, as you can see their fin candy in all its glory, as the Colombians bring that puck and flick it, or try and flick it straight through that big, solid line of South African defenders. Unfortunately, it gets cut down. You can see the Colombians doing a good job of getting one person on the corner of the tray, but they have to get that puck through 2 to 3 South African defenders before it's going to get to that lady. So one of the strategies other teams use, the Turks and the French do this, is when it is in the corner and they are attacking, as the South Africans drive the puck out, when they go for the press to the person on the corner of the tray, they actually push 2 people onto the back wall to get in the way of the rotation of the defending team, which is the way they funnel that puck through. The Colombians not doing that, which makes it harder to get that puck to the person on the corner of the tray. So as the Colombians get an infringement against them, the South Africans get a relief in pressure here, Hein.
Yeah, no, for 5 minutes, Colombia were in attack, putting a lot of pressure on South Africa, and we saw a beautiful shot of the South African flag there on Kristen Wynard's fins. Good camera work as South Africa work up on the far side of the pool, and they would like to stay in the Colombians' half and stay there and play this game out, as we have 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the second half. And let's see if Sergio's going to call a timeout.
Yeah, 2.5 minutes to go. Quick shout out to the sponsors as the South Africans come on an attack here. 6L Agua underwater hockey gear, Shark underwater hockey gear, Wing & Co, Poco people, I think they're called. Poker people, Najade fins, great fins. You can see a lot of the players in the pool wearing those. Vertex Sport, City of Hobart, Doon Kenny Aquatic Centre, Tasmanian State Government, Tourism Tasmania, and Events Tasmania being our major sponsors of this event. Thank you very much for your support, guys. Don't forget Hydro underwater hockey gear. Please get around their underwater hockey accessories. They've got everything you could need for underwater hockey stuff. As the last 2 minutes of this game plays out, it's going to be very hard for Colombia to come back from a 2-0 deficit, as the South Africans just sort of giving ground to maintain possession here. I like to see that. I like to see possession first and position second most of the time in the game there, Ronnie.
Yeah, the Colombians have got a lot of heavy lifting to do here if they want to win the game. Certainly not impossible, but they're going to have to really, really want this. South Africans have shown us that they're just hungry for a medal. They won't want to go away empty-handed. As the ref pulls up another foul against the Colombians, and our first kick out of the game with just a minute and a half left to go.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the first goal that will sit on the side of the sin bin. Unfortunately, a Colombian goal, number 10 there, number 10 being who? Isabella Franco. Isabella unfortunately have to sit for a minute as Africa hard in attack. A good shot here from the camera work as Africa come down the far side of the pool, straight up the wall. Let's see if Colombia can keep this out. A beautiful swim there by Colombian goals. The Finns just kicking furiously to get the puck out to the corner.
Yeah, as you can see, number 3 there for Colombia, basically holding them up. Manuela Cano being the fin candy representative for the Colombian ladies. Looking pretty resplendent in her very nice orange gear. A little bit of a body stop on her leg. The refs didn't pick that one or call that one because it was probably on the downward side of the flick. So South Africa putting a lot of pressure on the Colombian defence here, Ronnie.
Yeah, the Colombians are doing a great job to clear it out. I think the South Africans, I guess they don't really need this goal, but it goes in anyway.
So goal there for South Africa, Hein.
Yeah, Olivia, you know what was nice? They said she drew the player out and she created her own space and she just swung it to the left. A good play there for our lefty Olivia, and rounding this game off for South Africa. Excellent play there, Olivia, and it all came from pressure from the whole South African team. And JD can relax and probably open his zip on his tight vest there.
Yeah, he could definitely open that zip at least to the halfway point. Just give himself a little bit of a reward for all the good coaching he's done today. South Africa really outplaying the Colombian ladies pretty much in all parts of the park, both in defence and offence. The Colombians doing a valiant effort, winning this strike with only a couple of seconds remaining in this game. So as full-time goes and South African ladies realise they've actually got the job done and they've won the bronze medal, well done to those ladies for a very well executed game. Well done to Gerald the Shark for an amazing adjudication of the sub-bench area. Commiserations to the Colombian team for an amazing game as well. An awesome game there, Romy.
Yeah, heartbreak for the Colombians as their Worlds campaign ends with a 4th place. I've been in that position twice now. It doesn't feel good to lose the bronze medal playoff. I hope they know their families and friends are still very proud of them. And they should be very proud of themselves. It was a hard-fought game, well won by the South African time.
Yep. Yeah, thank you very much for the live chat and for the Wynards supporting us all the way from Ireland, and to the girls and to my co-commentaries and to the refs. And it was a great game, and it's a nice feeling for me to have a bronze medal that we'll take back home. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, amazing game. Well done to South Africa and Colombia for both, all your work over the past year to make this competition that you just played against each other possible, and you can see the players cheering each other and shaking hands with the referees, so awesome to see. Please stay tuned. 21 minutes and 50 seconds until the second game in this final day of the 4th CMAS Underwater Hockey Age Group World Championship kicks off. Men's under-9 New Zealand against men's under-19 New Zealand, I should say, against men's under-19 Australia for the playoff for the 3rd position in that division. As you can see, the lovely ladies there congratulating each other. So stay tuned, and thanks for joining us in the commentary box, Ronnie.
Yeah, some legal hugging there from the Colombians now. Nice to see them being so friendly. I'm sure those girls have worked and played together for a long time. Many of them, this will be their 2nd or 3rd World Championships. Such great sportsmanship. Really lovely to see these teams getting along so well. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Cool, and again, a quick shout out to our sponsors, 6 Al Agua Underwater Hockey Gear. Get around their sticks, gloves and accessories, Shark Underwater Hockey Equipment. Again, they've got some great stuff. And the Jade fins, if you want some fin candy, then get your heads around those. Poco people doing some amazing logo design. Winging Company, all the food you would ever need, just contact them. They've certainly been keeping our officials, volunteers and commentators fed. Vertex Sport Equipment, you can see the refs and all the officials and volunteers cruising around in their very nice clothing for sport. City of Hobart, Events Tasmania, Tourism Tasmania, Tasmania Government, and lastly but not least, go to gofundme.com/Hobart 2017 and donate, show your support.
Okay, it's good to have a victory as we have the vice captain Helen van Rijn and Calista Pack, the captain of the under-19 teams. Well done, girls.
Yeah, it was tough getting here, but we held it out, and we just thought we're not going home without a medal.
Yeah, the tournament didn't go exactly as we planned, but still, I'm very, very happy with the outcome.
Girls, it was a tough competition as you went down 1-0 yesterday against Australia to come and play off for the playoffs for 3-4. So well done, we're very proud of you, but the Colombians didn't give up. They put a lot of pressure down on you guys in the second half.
Yeah, well, I think it's coming from 2013. They beat us then in the semi-finals. We just decided they're never going to beat us again.
Yeah, we've kind of, the 2013 kids have a little bit of a grudge, but I think it was a good game.
Yeah, I think you'll have a good party afterwards together, as Colombians like to party and like to have energy. And do you want to say something to your people back home?
Thank you for the continuous support. We wouldn't have been able to do any of this without you.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for coming out and watching us.
Thank you for the South Africans back home, and what a good feeling I have as I get emotional here for South Africa winning bronze. Well done, girls, and to Colombia for having a good game, and we'll give over to David. Well done, girls.
Bueno, aquí estamos con las colombianas, jugaron muy duro, estuvo varias veces, estuvimos al frente del gol, se necesita un poquitico más de fuerza. Quiero saber qué sentiste en el partido.
Bueno, la verdad, yo me sentí demasiado feliz. Jugamos con todo. Y bueno, la medalla es algo extra, como dice aquí.
Hola.
Y bueno, todo eso es para Colombia. Gané la oportunidad de venir acá, de conocer a mucha gente. Y muchísimas gracias. Me disfruté todo el mundial. Muchas gracias.
Ok, las chicas están muy contentas de verdad, a pesar de que sí, quieren demostrarle a Colombia que ellas pueden. Le faltó un poquitico de fuerza, pero se trabajó muy bien. A ver, cuenta qué sentiste.
Bueno, pues no hicimos como el trabajo, jugamos por los muros, sino por el centro, que era como nuestro fuerte, porque pues ustedes pueden ver nuestro tamaño y obviamente las de Sudáfrica nos doblaban por los muros, pero igual lo dimos todo y sí, gracias a todos, es lo único que hay que hacer, gracias.
Rightio, guys, that was the Colombian ladies under-19s versing the South African under-19 ladies for the player for the bronze medal. South Africa winning that game 3-0 in a very tight-fought match there. Please don't forget to go to gofundme.com/Hobart 2017 and donate to show support for junior underwater hockey in this amazing tournament. And see you back on the pool deck for the next match. Men's under-19 New Zealand versus Australia in 15 minutes. Thank you very much. Cheers.